Welcome back to the channel. It's Corrie's sister, and I'm going to show you how to do my hair in my go-to ponytail for Tutorial Tuesday. So let's get started. This is what I usually do. I have cleanish hair wrapped up in a bun to give it some body, because in the summer I try not to use styling tools on it. I have a comb, and then I have my hairbrush, which I probably shouldn't show on camera because I think it's kind of gross. Some sort of styling product. I pretty much will use whatever is in the house. So I'll use whatever Ben, my husband, is using at the time. So I'm not too fussy. It just has to be able to deal with like this frizz, which is pretty frizzy. And I always like to use 2 hair elastics to do ponytails. So I have like a really big thick one, and that's one I use first. And then I use a second smaller one just to give me some extra volume, and I'll show you how that works later. And then I use super hardcore non-wimpy strength bobby pins. I've got 4 for this style. I'll only end up using 3, but I'll show you what the 4th one's for. And then I like these, which I know my sister's kind of scared of. These straight pins that I get at the Sally Beauty Supply or any kind of beauty supply. If you use, if you buy them at the drugstore, they're like really crappy in quality, like super crappy. Okay, so let's see what my hair looks like. I have no idea. Woke up this morning, had a shower, kept my hair dry. I only wash my hair every few days because, like Corrie, I have pretty frizzy curly hair. I wet my hair, or wet my hands, and then I just kind of roll it up into a bun using these 2 of these spin pins. I love these things for buns because you only need 2. And then I maintain my side part, which is on this side. And so this is what I would do pretty normally in the summer. My hair is pretty curly, but I ride a motorcycle in the summer, so I can't have curly hair because it's just gonna get jammed into a motorcycle helmet and it looks like crap. Okay. Let's do the ponytail. I always have a side part in my hair because I think I look silly with a center part unless I'm doing a very specific style. So for this one, usually my side parts are pretty like low, like kind of like arch of the eyebrow. But for this style, I like to make it really high because I'm going to end up sectioning my hair into 3 sections. I also like this style for a ponytail. Instead of just doing like a normal pulled back ponytail, I have to deal with all this lovely frizz. I like to deal with that. So this is a good hairstyle to like kind of like minimize frizz, and it looks nicer than just like a plain ponytail. So I'm just gonna do a pretty deep section just to the top of your head. And then I'm gonna split my hair into 2 sections. One section is gonna be some details on the side. I always like to do it on my left side because this is the shallow part of my part. It doesn't really matter. And then the top, I use this pomade or whatever I've got on hand and kind of like minimize the frizz into like kind of a like little bump. I don't like to do a super huge pompadour, but it's a nice little bump. I'm gonna take my finger and just go right behind my ear and up until I meet the part. And it doesn't have to be scientific. I like to make sure my part's pretty like even. Clip that away. And then this chunk is going to be my pompadour, and I don't like to go all the way down to my ear. I don't know why. It's just the way I rock. So I'm going to try and make it pretty even, and then just go down, and then right above my ear I sweep it forward and gather up all that hair. And like Corrie, I've been blessed with a lot of very voluminous hair. So I don't need to tease or anything for this style, but depending on your hair texture, you might have to. So I'm just gonna pin this away. And then you can see the rest of that hair is gonna be the base of my ponytail. The rest of my hair is gonna go up in a high ponytail. I love high ponytails. I'm gonna wrap my hair around the ponytail 3 or 4 times. That's what I've got right now. Ponytail, my sections. So this section is just gonna hang out, this big section. This little section I'm gonna split into 3 or 4 rows, and then I'm gonna do like a fake cornrow. It's like a French twist, but it looks like cornrow braids. I am not talented enough to do actual cornrow braids. And I like this because it just adds a little texture to your ponytail without being too involved. So I just take sections and eyeball them, and just, as long as they're straight, that's all I really care about. Roll them up and clip them out of the way for a little bit. I'm gonna start with this. Sometimes, depending on your hair, you might wanna use some pomade to keep it like non-frazzly. My hair right now is okay, so I don't feel like I need to pomade it. This is also why I like this for greasy hair days, because it just like lays down. So I just take a little section right at the temple, and you're gonna do a French twist basically. So you're gonna split this into two fairly even sections, and then twist it around a couple times. And then you're gonna grab from the bottom, making sure to pull pretty tightly so it lays flat against your head. And then twist. And grab another section, incorporate it into that bottom strand, twist, grab, incorporate into that bottom strand, twist, until you run out of hair. And then I like to do a couple more twists, always facing it backwards. You can see it kind of there. And then I take a bobby pin, and then I'll put it flat down. So I like to use my hands as like a guide. So I'll put my hand right against that part, push it into the roll while pulling the roll back to keep it tight against my head, making sure the bobby pin goes straight down the roll so it's kind of hidden. And that's one. And then I'll do the same for the other two. So let's do this pompadour. So I like to just smooth everything out. And then, as you can see, I got frizz. I'm gonna take a tiny little bit of pomade, like a tiny, tiny bit, and just rub it around my fingertips. And then I will smooth it through my hair. I try not to put in enough to like weigh it down, but just to kind of like control the frizz. And what I'm gonna do is just grab my comb and brush it up. I like asymmetrical pompadours. I don't know why, I think it just looks really good on me, so I always like to have it out to the side a little bit. And then I twist like twice, and then I push my hair forward. And that's kind of the size of pomp I like. You can go bigger, you can go smaller, but like for every day, I like it pretty subtle. And this is where you might have to tease your hair if you have really fine hair. I fortunately don't have to worry about that. I have to deal with the frizz instead. And then I gather this, which I just pinned it down with a bobby pin just to hold it in place. And I gather my three like tails from my cornrows, and then I gather it up into the back and kind of hold it all in one thumb. And I will ponytail that right on top of the one I've already put down. And that's why I like to use two black ones, because then you can't really see that you've got two ponytail elastics going on. But it gives you like a lot of volume, because my hair is basically going like straight up because it's being pushed between the two elastics. So it's much higher. There's a lot of puff there. And then what I usually do is go back to this pompadour and take out that bobby pin, because I just kind of like jammed a bobby pin randomly in there. And then I like to gather it up with my fingertips and push it forward a bit, because it always kind of flattens out. Just put it around the roll and push it forward. And that'll kind of lock it into place. I try and spray, mostly focusing on the frizz, because the rest of it is pretty locked down. And this pin, even though I've only got one pin in it, it's not gonna move. Sometimes I'll spray the sides. I try not to spray too much around here, because I kind of like it to just do whatever it does. It just gives it a little texture. Those bobby pins are gonna hold it all day long. You can kind of see the part pattern, which I like. I think it gives it some like visual interest. And then I like to have my hair kind of wavy or curly, because it does cool things on the ponytail. And this is my everyday, super fast. I can do this in 5 minutes at work, or I can do this like at home. I could do this half awake. And it's a little bit interesting, more interesting than just a plain old ponytail. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you do for your go-to casual but still kind of nice looking ponytail. Leave your comments down below and I'll get to them myself. You can check me out on my socials. I've got an Instagram. The link will be right here. You can find me at Kirsten Bree. Corrie's socials will be down there. Check her out. And I'll post a picture of this hairstyle to Instagram as well. Like, comment, subscribe to Corrie's channel down below, and I'll see you next Tuesday for another Tutorial Tuesday where we walk through my everyday makeup routine.